Hey, 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 this is Reina Shaunte back with you with another episode of 40 Days to Looking Younger. Hey, 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 you know what to do. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Do, 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 do. I should do a little jingle bell because it's around that time of the year. I'm getting the Christmas spirits. I don't know if you guys are, but I am. I got a little glitter on me. You gotta excuse me. I went out to get some decorations. I was just like, you know what? It's time for me to get into the spirit because I've been letting myself just slip away. I'm like, oh, I'm grown. The kids are grown. You know, do I really need to get up and go out and decorate? And I said, yes. Yes, I do. Let me go out and get some stuff and just feel good. So I got the little joy to the world and little Christmas crystal trees. So I picked up a few things. I'm not finished yet. I'm going to finish decorating. Even later today, I'm going to go out and get a few things. But I wanted to come by and give you the tea. Come on. Give you a little something for the new year and maybe even the end of this year. But I wanted to talk to you today about sober living. Oh, that sounds fun, doesn't it? Especially with all the new year and the Christmas time. And, you know, we just experienced Thanksgiving. I had an amazing Thanksgiving. I was in India. I celebrated a whole Indian wedding, which was incredible. It was amazing. And we definitely enjoyed ourselves, you know, because you're supposed to when you celebrate. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But there is a way that we can abuse drinking and smoking or doing different types of drugs. And I know that I've experienced it in my own family. A lot of people that I know and love have dealt with alcoholism and drug addiction. And I watched a lot of their lives just go downhill, you know? So, I mean, to the point where they couldn't work anymore, or, you know, they couldn't take care of their families anymore, or they were really bad off where they had to go to a rehab center or a hospital. You know, it was a struggle in their lives. And I watched that happen. And it really taught me a lesson to not allow myself to go to those lengths, to let my life get so out of control with drugs and alcohol. And which is why I went the extreme, honey. I became a church girl and I was like, I will never drink any alcohol ever. And I will never smoke or do any type of drugs at all. Like I'm never doing it ever. Cause I watch people's lives just fall apart. Now, we all know that in this day and age, if you're a grown woman, you know, it's legal, you know, grown woman or man, if you're a man watching, it's legal to drink alcohol. It's everywhere, right? And it's legal in a lot of places now to smoke marijuana or, you know, take types of CBD and things like that, right? We're pretty liberal, right? And everything is, honestly, it's free. You have the liberty, you have the freedom in the country that we live in. I just want to talk to you about, is it really making you feel good and look good? Okay. That's why I'm here, right? I am nobody's drug counselor. I am nobody's doctor. I am nobody's nurse. Okay. So listen, this is the disclaimer. Okay. But I am talking to you on a level where I know that what I've seen and I know what I've experienced. You know, I'm a grown woman, you know, sure. I've had a drink. I've had, you know, experiences with different types of intoxications. But I know that when I'm feeling my best, it's me taking care of myself. It's me loving myself by not, you know, allowing myself to go, you know, to be just out there in the world, because it doesn't make me feel good and it doesn't make me look good, honestly. Now, I mean, I know a lot of women that are my age, you know, that started, you know, drinking, you know, when they were like 18, maybe even earlier, 15, 14, you know, 18, 20, 21, started drinking and, you know, and haven't stopped that lifestyle, or even smoking marijuana and haven't stopped that lifestyle. So that means, girl, y'all been out here doing this thing for like 20 years, over 20 years. You've had a constant diet of drugs and alcohol in your system, you know? And then, you know, a lot of us can't say that if I've been smoking and I've been drinking for 20 years, can I look in the mirror and honestly say that I look and feel my best that I can? No, right? So I think sometimes that's the thing that's missing. I know I talk about, like this whole time I've been talking about, you know, you got to eat right. You got to eat your vegetables. You got to eat your fruit. You got to take your vitamins and your supplements, and you drink your water. But I haven't talked about really about what not to do. I don't don't really like to, honestly. To tell you the truth, I like to stay positive. I like to be like, okay, this is the things that you need to do. This is what you need to focus on, because I believe what you focus on, it gets bigger, right? It gets bigger. And so I like to focus on the good things and the positive things and the things that are noble and virtuous and a good report. I like to think about those things, right? Because then you can focus on that and other stuff gets smaller. You know, the stuff that you want to focus on, that's good. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You start listening to, podcasts, reading books, and, being around people that want to be healthy. That's when you start focusing on good things and healthy things. And then other things, the unhealthy things, start getting smaller. But for some of us, some of my lovely ladies, and I have to say, you are amazing. I have some of my loveliest friends, closest friends. I have enjoyed many, many times with them. And then they wonder why. They don't wonder. I think they know. But they know that they're not at their best, right? They know that they're experiencing all types of things in their bodies. They know that they're dealing with excess weight, which that weight is, honestly, it can be gone like that if you just not drink every night, right? And it is the truth. I'm making light of it, but it is like a problem, and it may be a problem, right? So let me just, pull it back a little bit with, my bubbliness, right? It could be a serious problem that I have seen in my family. It could be that you are addicted, right? If you've had multiple drinks throughout the week, maybe, throughout the weekend, or you drink until you're passed out, or that could be a problem, and that needs to be dealt with, okay? That needs to be shut down like right away. You need to talk to a doctor. You need to see a therapist. Like, you need to start to put things in action that will lead you back on the right path to health, because it's just draining you. Not only are you not looking your best, not feeling your best, but you could be really slowly destroying your life, right? So I really want to get you guys to get to the point where you're self-aware, right? You're really self-aware, because it could be one thing to be like, there's functioning, people who drink and who smoke every day, every other day, right? And you can still go to work every day, and you can still come home and pay your bills and things like that, but you don't really feel like you're living, right? And so I want to get you guys to the point where you feel like, no, I want to start living. I want to start feeling good. I want to have options. I don't want to just, the only thing that I feel like I can do to feel good is to have a drink or to have a smoke, because slowly, your skin is not looking clear anymore, right? That's a sign right there, honey. Look at that skin. The skin tells the truth, honey. You can think that you're doing all the things, right? You can think that you're doing, eating the things and drinking the things that you're supposed to be. Look at that skin. That skin will tell on you, honey. People always say I have good skin, and honestly, I don't do much with my skin. I used to try to have like a skin routine, because I would see people with like gorgeous, beautiful, glowing skin, and I'd be like, oh man, I need to get me like a skin routine, and I need to have this cleanser and the toner and the exfoliation and all the things, right? And then I just kind of fell off of it, but I don't really need to, because I'm not out here like living reckless. Okay. I'm not doing reckless things. I'm a grown up. Yes. And every now and then, hey, it's a celebration. Let's drink a little wine, but I'm not going to take that into my daily diet. And I think that's what we need to realize, is that what you eat, that's who you are, right? I think I've said that on many of my episodes of 40 Days to Looking Younger. You are what you eat. So whatever you consume, whatever you're bringing into your body, that's what you are. That's what you become. And honey, that skin is going to tell on you. All right. That skin is going to tell on you. Them eyes is going to tell on you. That hair is going to tell on you. Like everything is that body for sure. Listen, the body for sure is going to tell you what's going on. All right. And right now I'm dealing with a little extra India weight that I had, because I was truly enjoying myself. But the thing is that I'm not going to come home and continue doing what I did. It's time for me to shift back to being healthy again. It's time for me to say, okay, let me wind it back. I enjoyed myself. That was for a celebration. That was for a season. But now it's time for me to live my holistic life. Okay. Let me think about what it is that I want to accomplish. And so that's another thing. If you find purpose, okay, if you find your purpose, like what I do, I love what I do. Find what you love to do, right? I love to act. I'm an actress, right? Now, here's my book, Finding You in Every Script. I found myself in every script, right? I love acting. Now, if I'm going out here drinking every night, if I'm going out here, or if I'm staying at home, who knows? I mean, I got a backyard. If I'm smoking, I'm not going to be able to be my best, right? I'm not going to be able to, wake up and work on, my lines. I'm not going to be able to like really be there for my partner. I work with a lot of kids. How am I going to be able to, handle dealing with children? You got to have patience. And I know, honey, when you haven't had a good night, you got a hangover, child. You don't want to deal with no loud children. But if you're able to live that healthy lifestyle, like what I love to do, I haven't been back on my usual schedule yet. I'm still working on that since I've been back from India. But when I go to bed at 10 o'clock, at least, right? 9 o'clock would be lovely. That would be perfect for me because I love to wake up at 5, right? I love getting up at 5. Lately, I've been getting up at 6 because I have a virtual yoga class at 6. So I get up about 6, no later than 6:20 because my class starts at 6:30. So I got to get up, get dressed and be on, my class in the morning, right? So I love to go to sleep, get plenty of rest. I love to meditate. I love to do yoga. I love to exercise. I love to have enough energy to exercise in my day, right? And then after I exercise, I still need to work. I still need to be in my purpose. I still need to do what I love, right? So adding intoxications into my everyday life, it won't work for me. It won't work for me. And sis, you know who you are if you're watching. It ain't working for you neither, right? It ain't working for you. If you really want to have the body that you want, if you really want to look young and beautiful again, and when I say young, listen, we're not talking about 20. We ain't talking about 18. We're talking about being your age, being 40, being 45, being 50, whatever that age is, and looking your best, right? Looking as healthy. That's what I mean by young. I'm saying young is synonymous with healthy, okay? Looking your best, looking your healthiest at whatever age that you are. That's what I'm talking about. So that's what I want to reiterate is that we have to stop poisoning our bodies. If we're doing this, if we're taking part in drinking and smoking every single day, we have to stop it, right? We have to. Because listen, we're all going to leave this earth, right? Some kind of way, right? Everybody. There's a due date on all of our lives, right? So one day we're going to die, right? From something. Who knows? I don't know. One day we are. But we don't have to help the process, right? We don't have to push it along. Because because we all know this, we're all grown. Listen, we're living in the age of YouTube. We all know what happens when you drink too much, when you smoke too much, or you take too many pills or whatever it is. You're shortening your life, right? You're shortening your life and, you're doing something to your heart. You're doing something to your brain. You're doing something to your stomach, your organs. You are slowly killing yourself, all right? So we don't want to help with that process. We want to stay healthy. We want to put healthy things in our body. And I know you might feel like, well, I want to live. I want to really live. But are you really living? Is drinking and smoking and, doing drugs, whatever it is that you might be indulging in, is that really living? Because I feel like you're not even really here. Like you in another world. You're not even in this world, right? So why don't you make the best out of this world that you've created? And hey, listen, I'm a spiritual person, right? I'm a spiritual person, and I really feel like we manifest the things that are happening in our lives, right? We manifest the husband or the wife that we marry. We manifest even the children that we have. We manifest the places that we live, the amount of money that we make, and what kind of car we drive, and the people that we interact with every day. We manifested that. We created that. We are part of that creation with God. Okay, so the thing is that you're not enjoying the creation that you've been a part of, that you've been a part of creating, So why don't we get back on track to enjoying this world, this life? Because when you start to, to do the alcohol and the drugs, hey, listen, I get it. It heightens things, okay? But you can also get high off of life, honey. You can also wake up and say, what am I going to do today? What am I going to learn today? How am I going to grow today? And it might feel like it's a little slow. It's a little slow journey. You don't really feel like you're making like really big steps and, giant jumps and leaps and things in life. Some of you maybe. Listen, I know I did. I made a major leap 8 years ago when I moved to California. That was a major leap in my life. And sometimes you got to do those major leaps, right? But then other times, when you feel like, you're just inching along, but hey, reading a book every single day, you read a book, you're learning more and more every day that you might be learning an instrument or, maybe you're meeting new people. You're not sticking with the same friends that you had for 10 and 20, 30, 40 years, every day you're growing. Every day you're becoming someone new. Every day you're becoming that person that you've always dreamed of. But if you allow things like drugs and alcohol to take over your life, you're not going to continue to move forward. Right? It'll be you'll be pulling yourself back, if not pulling yourself all the way back to, not doing much of anything with your life, then it'll just be kind of a mid to low level living. Who wants a mid to low level life when this may be the only life that you have? This may be the only life that you have, guys. Like, that's serious, man. Like, what if we like really think about it? If we were connected to God, I'm telling you, I'm a church girl, I'm spiritual. If we were connected to God before we came here to this earth, then why are we here? It ain't just to get back to heaven, if we were already connected to God, we're already one with him. He sent us here to experience life and live this life to its fullest, not to just work our way back to heaven, And listen, I know I might be woo-woo and, I'm a weirdo, right? When it comes to spirituality, I love it. That's who I am. But that's also a part of me having the high that I have. That's the kind of high that I like, right? It's to find out how do I get closer to God? How do I become more like Jesus? How do I, listen, honey, if you just read the Bible, it's some things going on in the Bible that ain't had nothing to do with no drinking and no alcohol and no drugs, but man, it was mind-blowing. It was spiritual. It was spiritual stuff that was taking place, miracles that were taking place. And you didn't need no drugs and alcohol to do that, to see that, so just seeing that level, and there's no judgment. Listen, I'm not judging anybody, all right? Even in the Bible, the first miracle that Jesus had was turning water into wine at a wedding, okay? So it's not a crime. It's in the Bible. Like, Jesus condones it. He's like, hey, Mary came and said, you got to turn this water into wine so that they can have, a good time and celebrate. So that was his very first miracle that Jesus did. Jesus, he's God. He made things happen that nobody ever saw happen before. And that was the first thing that he showed people that he was God, by turning water into wine. And then they had communion with wine. That was just dinner. It was dinner. People drink wine with dinner. People still do it, and they do it in a healthy way because, wine can be healthy for you. It can be healthy for you if you don't abuse it, right? So I'm just wanting to open you guys' mind up, right? Because I think that I kind of overlook some people that might be dealing, with some things like drinking and, and smoking and, because you are grown, right? Nobody tells you what to do anymore. You pay your own bills. You may even have your own house. You got kids, you tell your kids what to do and what not to do, but yet you're not feeling your best and you're not looking your best and you're not, right? So you have to be your own parent. How about that? Let's try to be your own parent. I've said this to myself so many times. Listen, because my parents, I've told you guys before, I love my mommy and my daddy, honey. They were young. They were hippies. So I had to learn, as I grew up, how to be my own parent, right? If I wanted to accomplish some things, right? There's nothing wrong with, being a hippie and just loving life and being out there and, traveling the world. I mean, do what you do, right? If that makes you happy. But if it's not getting you to where you need to go, then okay, I need to put some structure in my life. I need to put some discipline in my life, right? I need to put some boundaries in my life so that I can accomplish the things that I need to accomplish. And I am loving my life right now. And I'm still moving. I'm still growing. I'm still learning. But I am loving my life. And I don't want anything like drinking too much or smoking too much to get in the way of me enjoying my best life. And I don't want that to happen to you either, okay? So this is what I want you to do. I want you to love yourself. Love that little girl. Love that little boy. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of you. And give yourself the best that you would give your child, right? You would want to give your child the best. Man, I remember when my kids was little, man, I was like, I want to give them, organic vegetables and organic fruit and, like I got to give them the best because I want them to grow up and be strong and smart and, be successful. So I want you to think about that for yourself. Be your own parent. Be your own mommy. Be your own daddy and be like, you know what? That's enough. Enough is enough. I'm not going to keep treating myself like this. I'm going to stop with the drugs. I'm going to stop with the alcohol and I'm going to love myself. And I'm going to talk to a therapist if I need to. And I'm going to see a doctor to get a checkup to find out what's going on in my body so I can get back on track. All right? So get back on track. Start loving life again. Start loving yourself. Start getting healthy. Because you're worth it. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to live an abundant life. It starts with you, honey. It starts with you. Listen, I love you. And I hope you took this in. We're not offended by what I said because I really want the best for you. The same as I want for me. The same as I want for my kids. I want the best for you. All right? So let's get back on track to living a clean, sober life that we love. All right? That's all I have for you. Okay. I hope you still love me because I love you. All right. Thank you. Bye. Mwah.